The Four Nights of the Apocalypse, Chapter 144, Crack. Murtley continues to hang his sister while she begs him to stop. The little fairy also asks why he's doing it. The boy replies that fairies and giants are despicable, and that he has never been either. And that everyone already knew that, yet they kept the truth from him. But before any worse can happen, two strange objects are thrown at Murtley's back, exploding as soon as they hit him, generating a thick curtain of smoke. As a result, Murtley ends up throwing Tyra away. He soon receives the protection of Nations, who stands in front of the fairy. The herbalist tells her that what he has thrown is just an ordinary mushroom powder, which he created just to be a distraction. Nations then confronts Murtley, telling him that no matter what his motive, there's no reason for him to attack his own family, as Tyra is still his sister. But the fairy asks Nations to be careful, because this is no longer the Murtley they know. However, in this short space of time, Murtley approaches and makes a direct attack on Nations' face, followed by the words, "Nations, I hate you." Soon afterwards, he again attacks his sister, who was trying to defend Nations. And without any hesitation, Murtley starts stomping on Nations while saying, "Everything I've built up over these 18 years, you've taken away from me, as if it were nothing. I did my best to win Mom and Dad's love, but I ended up being rejected, because you, who suddenly appeared out of nowhere, were chosen in my place." These were the harsh words spoken by Murtley as he kept attacking Nations, now using his own fists. But despite being in this situation, Nations was able to think, and tried to understand what was going on, because it was exactly as Tyra said, that state of excitement was certainly not normal. It would be because of some medicinal or poisonous herb, but it wouldn't make sense since Murtley was immune to all this, because of the effect of the Mullen pill. So Nations decides to try something else. Detox needle. The herbalist inserted a needle into Murtley's neck, causing the boy to move away from him. Tyra then approaches, asking if Nations is alright, but despite all those blows, he apparently wasn't that badly hurt, and the fairy also wonders what Nations has done. Murtley was having a strange reaction. And according to Nations, it was the horn of Cernunnos, a poison that drastically increases physical strength and vigor. So this was a reaction to the Mullen pill taking effect, expelling the drug he had taken from his body, and consequently the effects of the drug that had left him in that state of delirium would soon disappear too. And it doesn't take long for Tyra and Nations to notice that Murtley's usual coughing fits have returned. And for Nations now Murtley would be fine, he just needs to calm down and swallow a Mullen pill again. The herbalist then approaches the boy and asks if he still has his pills. However, Nations is surprised by an attack from Murtley, who grabs the boy's arm and immobilizes him completely. The detox didn't work, and Murtley breaks one of Nations' arms, leaving the herbalist in a dangerous situation. But Nations still wanted to understand what was causing this state, magic or some kind of curse. But he didn't have much time to find out. As Murtley advanced towards him, Tyra shouted from afar, asking him not to do anything else, because she wouldn't forgive him. But the Murtley of Chaos told him that he was now going to break Nations' neck. But before he can do that, someone says, "That's enough, you've gone too far." Looking back, Murtley is surprised by the presence of a giant green gorilla bear, the Guardian. One of the configurations of the Chastifol, the sacred treasure of the King of the Fairies. He was personally there to contain the situation. And not just him, Diane and all the children were there too. But a worried king asked why they had come too. But the giantess replied that it was because she had felt a disgusting magical power suddenly appear. As soon as they saw the chaotic scene, Belt, Xana, Zillion, Feo and Sixtus were startled. They couldn't understand what was going on, why Murtley, Nations and Tyra were like that. While King is very sad, he admits that Murtley has crossed the line, and that he didn't expect this from him, so he asks, go back to being yourself now. The boy lets go of the guardian. He turns to his parents and asks, "What do you mean, go back to being me? So you mean you don't like me as I am? You'd rather I kept quiet and kept doing everything just to please you, or kept pretending to be strong in front of my brothers?" And Murtley finally gets it out, "You have no idea how destroyed and insecure I felt when I found out I was a changeling. I was haunted by the fear that I could be banished from the fairy realm at any moment." Weeping, Diane said she was sorry, and confessed that she had never imagined that he could be suffering so much. However, at that moment, the voice of an almost powerless heart begins to echo, "No, it was never my intention to blame them, I didn't want to do that, I didn't want to cause so much trouble," but at the same time a more intense and dark voice was heard, "What are you saying?" King makes a decision, and with the movement of the fingers of one of his hands, the king of the fairies makes his guardian grab Murtley. Concerned, his brothers ask what their father intends to do with Murtley. The king closes his hand and replies, "I intend to do that." The guardian prepares to attack Murtley with his great fists. A brutal, direct attack from which he could neither defend himself nor escape. And to everyone's surprise, especially Sixtus, King didn't attack Murtley, but the one who was manipulating him. And King is quite direct in saying, "What a low blow, hiding in my son's shadow to infiltrate the fairy kingdom. So it's no wonder that Chastiful didn't detect your invasion. But I hope you are prepared to face punishment for these acts. Unauthorized intrusion into the realm of the fairies, and above all, for what you have done to my precious son. You have committed an unforgivable sin." And then nations recognized those people, they were murderers from Camelot, the herbalist said as he tried to get up. But Tyra, who was by his side, asked Nations not to strain himself. His right arm was broken. However, Nations said that he couldn't just stand there and do nothing, that they had to save Murtley somehow. However, at that moment, something caught Tyra's eye, a flame of hope illuminating the deepest despair. Continued in the next chapter, entitled, Family Battle.